Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight, we're here at Red Bull Ring for the start of yet another season number 14 for the GT series here for the Casual Sim Racers League CSRL, and we are back on board and definitely happy to be here once again to start yet another season for these boys out here. And I want to thank everyone out there and CRN Nation for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, as we are ready to kick off another season. We want to talk to some of the championship drivers before they get going here, as they're just finishing up qualifying right now. And I guess what a time than now. We'll bring in not just one, but two championship drivers, and not just one, but two Torvilles, and that is the championship winner for the Silver Division last year, Todd Torville, and Gold Division, Tyler Torville. Tyler, obviously you're moving up to the Platinum this year, so a little bit stronger competition. But I mean, you were up there mixing up with the boys last season. But Todd, we'll start with you. It was obviously a close battle for you all the way until the last bell rang last season. So looking at this season here, certainly some different tracks on the schedule. What's your outlook? Do you think you can come back here, repeat, or are you looking to just try and take it week by week?
Well, I think I am going to have to take it week by week. I know there's some new, a lot of new names I saw. So I'm sure there's some new competition down in the silver. But looking forward to it, man. I mean, what do we got? 38 people here tonight? That's awesome, man. So I'm just looking for a good, clean season as usual, man. This is a great league.
Tyler, what about you? Obviously, up in the Platinum Division now. I mean, you were up there racking up some top 5 overalls last season, even as a gold driver. So, not exactly that far off the pace. Not too long of an off season to kind of prep and get ready for it. But what do you think your chances are here in the Platinum this year?
Look, I'm coming here every week to win. Having said that, this time, right this moment, will be the only time I get to talk to you guys this season, most likely. So I'm going to miss talking to you guys. But I'll be certainly out here trying and competing every week.
I mean, you never know. There's so many good drivers up there. It just takes, one little bump from the wrong person at the wrong time, and, take a couple of them out, and all of a sudden we're talking to you. So we'll see how it works out. But I mean, how special was it last year? Obviously, we talked about it at the end of last season with the championship for both of you, but to bring it home, a father-son duo here, bringing home your own championships, it had to be special.
Yeah, it was.
I love it. Let me go first. We've had some pretty funny conversations over the dinner table, because we are in the, within the same town, so the whole family's together, and we've had some pretty, we make them call us champ now and all that good stuff. So
as they should. Tyler, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was super cool last season for both of us to bring home class wins. I just hope to see it happen again this season, but only time will tell.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be tough, regardless of where you're at. And a lot, like I said, a lot of new faces out there, a lot of rookies out there. We'll wait and see where they kind of hash out and fall into line. But good starting spot for you, Tyler, up there in the top 5 already. So it's certainly a good way to start the season. But before we let you guys get out of here and get ready for round number 1, so Todd, we'll start with you. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Oh man, first of all, you guys, Ace Motorsports, CRN, the whole crew, we appreciate it, and of course my family. Just it's awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, Tyler, why don't you wrap it up? Who you got to thank out there?
I mean, ditto, same people you mentioned. You guys always put on a good broadcast for us. Everyone here racing with us at CSRL, everyone over at Ace Motorsports, my entire family, and I'll just shout out, if you look at on the drivers that are sporting the orange livery this evening with Ace Motorsports, you'll see on our back fender, Shine Shop. It's one of my buddy's shops here in Greensboro, North Carolina, so shout out to them.
All right, boys. Well, we'll let you get back at it. Round number 1, got a whole season ahead of you, but good luck here on the opening round here.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
That is both Torvilles, both championship winners last year. The gold championship winner, Tyler Torville, and the silver championship winner last season, being Todd Torville. Not going to get a chance to talk to Mason Smith. He's got some other things in mind. He's got the pole out here tonight, so he's got another championship for himself that he's looking for. We'll take a look at the starting grid here real quick before we get going. It is, again, Mason Smith on the front row with Javi Sierra, Noah Bourgeau, Craig Jancic rounding out row number 2. Jancic looking to kind of bounce back and get back on the winning ways for sure. Then you got Tyler Torville, Sivani Madrigal, Dave Tilford, Bryce Reiner, and Frank Pisano, Simon Sagoon rounding out your top 10. Ken Huber, Jason Phillips, Jesse Mosley, Herbert Pineda, Jim Dutton for your top 15. Steve McLean, Brandon Potts, Kyle Koppler, Nicholas Coate, Christian Torres for your top 20. Jonathan Swainson, Brandon Powell, Alain Below, Rich Petrucco, Brennan Dilemma, David Wells, Len Lazan, Jim Herrick, Todd Torville, and Jason Potts for your top 30. We'll let it scroll through the rest of them here and show you where the rest of the field is as we're getting ready for the first green flag of the season. And it's time to go racing here at the Red Bull Ring as Barney is ready to wave the first green flag of the season. We are racing here at the Red Bull Ring heading into turn number 1. It can definitely be a little bit tricky here in the Lauda curve for the first time through, and you already see some little bit bottlenecking going on through there, maybe some little bit of smoke. Seen a couple of guys going sideways a little bit. Look, we got a couple of drivers starting from pit lane, but certainly busy out there, heading up to Remus for the first time, and dive to the inside right there as Noah Bourgeau looking for the lead. As we head down the backstretch, Bourgeau has the lead. Javi Sierra in second. Mason Smith from the pole all the way back to 5th place behind Craig Jancic and Sivani Madrigal for that top 5. But great sight out here. We did get 40 drivers signed in, only 38 out here, so I'm not sure if that's going to click the checkbox for the 40 drivers or not, but we did get 38 out here and out on the track, at least that at one point or another. And it's a great sight, not only just to see these cars back out there and racing, but just so many cars out there. I mean, once you get to like 30 plus cars, it looks so cool with all the cars racing down in the first couple corners and down the backstretch for the first time. As now we head through Rin and down onto the front stretch for the first time. It is going to be Noah Bourgeau at the front of the field. Javi Sierra in second, Craig Jancic, Sivani Madrigal, and Mason Smith for your top 5 as we'll get the running order up here for everyone. And the track map as well. Got a couple new sponsors for the season. Audi Racewear, Marta PC back on board here once again for another great season. We also got, as you can see, Ace Motorsports has jumped on board as they are going to be sponsoring the fastest lap of the race. We got Digital Sim Sports going to be bringing you something special as we're going to have the moment of the race. It's going to be shown the following week. So the moment of the race for this week is going to be voted on throughout the week, and then whichever clip wins it, we will show you next week which what the moment of the race was here for the Red Bull Ring. And then also we have Sim Racer Sim Hub jumping on board as well. So thank you to all the sponsors out here that pay the bills, keep the lights on here for the CSRL League. But we'll take a look back here real quick at the green flag and then show you what exactly happened here to Mason Smith, as we definitely had a good start for most of the drivers. But take a look here again on the left-hand side right there is the Aston Martin of Mason Smith. The Aston Martin, the new fresh meat out there, fresh car out there for everyone to drive, and it's certainly going to be popular this season. But you see right there, just maybe not the greatest rotation through turn number 1, and just got eaten up here. It was 3 wide there going down into turn number 2, and just didn't have enough to kind of hold everybody off here. He's going to slide back. He's going to lose another position, not getting a good rotation, getting a drive out of turn number 3. But either way, still up there, still with a chance, and already gotten past Craig Jancic. As we'll take a look and see what happened on this one here, as looks like Jancic very, very wide right there. Not showing up on my tracker why he went wide. Let's see if we can maybe catch it here. Oh, big bobble right there by the 88, and a great save, a great collection, getting it back on track as he is out there, and the Aston Martin as well. When we get you back live, it is Ferrari on top. SpongeBob leading the way here for Norbojo. Javi Sierra and the Mercedes in second. Silvani Madrigal and a Mercedes in third as well. And certainly, I know Chris Hamilton would love to be out here battling with these boys, especially for the season opener. Stuck at work, but I'm sure he's got Sierra on the TV there, secretly or not. So shout out to Hamilton out there, and maybe showing a little love to the Mercedes up here. Two of them in the top three right now. We'll take a look at the top drivers in each class, as well as we got some more classes this year. We've still got the platinum, the gold, and the silver, but right now the rookie is showing all the way to the left because, well, the rookie is leading right now. Norbojo classified as a rookie, and I believe they will be a rookie for a short period of time till they're decided which division they kind of most fit in there. But how about Silvani Madrigal, as we're taking a look at him right now, doing a fine job and really looking for a bounce back season after last season. Not bad. It certainly was up there a few times, mixing up in the top five, but never seemed to really put everything through and finalize that finish with a good finish up there. Only got to talk to him, I believe, one time last season, so we'll see what he can do this season. See if he can get a little bit further up there. Maybe talk to myself and Jimmy a little bit more. Jimmy not here tonight. He is enjoying a little bit of vacation time this week, as he so deserves. He definitely needs to give the voice a little break, give the famous some time as well, and get out there as he's I believe in Orlando this week, enjoying some fun in the sun, hopefully. But I'm having just as much fun up here in the booth, even though I'm out here riding solo here tonight. I get to watch these drivers out here mixing it up here for yet another season for CSRL. We had another incident here trying to catch what exactly happened on this one. This is taking a look here at Kyle Cobbler, and look like 3 wide there, heading into the corner. A little tricky on the rejoin there, and that was definitely an unsafe rejoin. So I'm sure the 97 will have talking to after the race on that one right there. Looks like Trucco and Christian Ortiz Torres involved in that one. Take it back not too long ago. Looks like Byron Bailey may have had a bit of an incident here in turn number 1. This could have just been maybe overcooking on the outside. No, maybe just locked it up and lost a couple spots right there, going a little bit too deep into turn 1. As we will get you back live now, and oh wow, the things have changed very quickly here, as we were just looking at Silvani Madrigal in third, and maybe we just talked about him too quickly, as there you go, he was in third. He had Craig Jancic and Mason Smith behind him. Little too wide into the kitty litter. Lost a spot right there to Mason Smith. And then the tire is just too dirty to get back in line quickly, so he's going to lose another spot there to Craig Jancic to move Smith up to third, Jancic second, or Jancic to fourth, and Silvani to fifth. But Norbojo still leads the way here, and looking mighty fine out there. Got a 129.36 for his fastest lap. Really, really good time right there. Mason Smith turning a 129.38, so not too far off the pace. Javi Sierra still holding down second place and just kind of keeping it out of trouble for the time being there in the Mercedes right there in that second place. As we mentioned, Mason Smith, Craig Jancic, Silvani Madrigal for your top 5. Then you got Bryce Reiner, Tyler Torville, Simon Sabine, Dave Tilford, Frank Pisano for your top 10. We'll take a look back here. Steve McLean, your top runner here in the gold class, as he is currently battling with Herbert Pineda for that top spot. Pineda in the orange and black Lamborghini. And then right there in the Ace Motorsports Mercedes around the outside is actually getting mixed up here. It is an 85 here. Steve McLean is in the Lamborghini, and Herbert Pineda is the one that just took over the spot. And that is 12th place overall, but the top spot here in the gold. And then looking back a little bit further in the pack, it is Jim Herrick in the 40, number 40, leading the silver class right now. Back there in 22nd, but doing exactly what he's going to do. He's in the Aston Martin out here as well. So a good start for quite a few of these drivers. This looks like showing a yellow flag here for David Wells. Not sure exactly why. Interesting as SDK is starting to add some more things here and there, and one of them is there's a little race control section that shows black flags and meatball flags. For some reason, it was showing a yellow flag there for David Wells, but now it looks like it's cleared. So not sure what exactly that meant, but he's running just fine. Going to lose a spot here, unfortunately. Looks like to run a dilemma, but not losing a spot up front is that number 5 of Noah Bourgeot. SpongeBob looking mighty fast out here tonight. But Tyler Torville, last time by, the new platinum winner, or the new platinum driver, gold division winner from last season. He's got the fastest lap now with a 129.24. Take a look at the weather here for the night, and pretty cool track. All things considered, only 85 degrees out there, so once these tires get warmed up, which they should be by now, should be plenty of grip out there, and you will see the times really start to fall and get some really quick times, I'm sure, by the end of this thing. So definitely some good weather here for the season opener, and take a look at the schedule for this season, and definitely got some new faces out there. As next week we'll head to Le Mans, and then Mexico, new track here to iRacing, as we will see it both here in CSRL and the Core GT series coming up. Barcelona going to make a return to the series here in Indy in round number 5. Then you got Hockenheim, Sebring, Interlagos, and Suzuka before we have one little off week, a bye week, and then we head to Watkins Glen, and then the season finale this time. It's going to be a rough one for these drivers. It's going to be at Mount Panorama, Bathurst. Going to be the season finale, 2 hours. I don't even like 2 laps at Bathurst. It scares me. But 2 hours is going to be a test for sure, and it will crown a very well-deserving champion for each of these classes. Pretty well here so far. Some off tracks here and there, but not too much in regards of accidents and then people crashing out. So good job by these drivers. But you can see it on the track map starting to really spread out across the entire track. You're probably about half the track right now covered up with those little Skittles. But out front by good margin here, 2.7 seconds. Bourgeot, rookie here, but making it known that he is probably going to be in the platinum division before you know it. He is taking it to these boys up front, and even Javi Sierra still holding on to second place. You see Mason Smith now closing in on him in a little bit. It's a little bit of a 3-car DRS train here without DRS here at the Red Bull Ring, as you got Sierra, Smith, and Jancic under a blanket, and then a little bit of a gap, and then you kind of have the same thing. You got Sivani Madrigal, Bryce Reiner, Tyler Torville, and Simon Seguin back here from 5th to 8th place. Oh, bit of an off track there for Siviani, and almost gave a spot up to Reiner. Now looks like he's not that much grip after going off track, but he does get it joined back up here. He's going to hold onto the spot, but looks like Nicholas Cote not having as good a luck, and he's going to lose traction off the track, and they're going to tow it into the pits. See what happened here to Paul Bailey as well, and looks like he just overshot turn at number 3 there and had to get it rolled up and get back on the track, but no damage at all. Just going to lose some time to the field. So far, so good here as Peugeot stretching out his lead even more now. It's 3.3 seconds out front. Look back here at gold leader Herbert Pineda. Got Jason Phillips, now the rookie, in between him and Stephen McLean. But you see very close still for the lead in the gold division. And then back in the silver, Jim Herrick has got 3 cars in between him and last season's champion Todd Torville, as he's got Glenn Lazan, Rich Petrucco, and Jonathan Swainson in between him and Todd Torville. And on top of that, he's got a 3-second buffer overall back to the second place Todd Torville. So good job here for Jim Herrick to start this season, for now at least, as we've seen more often than not, unfortunately. Why don't we talk about Jim Herrick just a little bit too long? It doesn't end well for me. The broadcaster's curse is alive and well with the 40 team, so we'll get him off the screen as quick as possible and show you back here at the leader who just turned in the new fastest lap of the race, 129.2 for Noah Peugeot, as he is putting it down here for the season opener. But looks like another issue here for Kyle Cobbler, and that is a little bit too loosey-goosey heading in to Worth right there, and still trying to get it back going and get it cleared. It looks like maybe just waiting for the cars to go by, and definitely a better rejoin on that one. Still very tight here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th position, as it is Mason Smith right now in 3rd, Craig Jancic in 4th, and they're following the 2nd place of Avi Sierra, just kind of stuck behind him right now, or maybe just doing a little fuel saving. As you see, Craig Jancic right behind that Mason Smith, both of them in the same car this time that we've seen last season, with Craig Jancic out there in a different car compared to Mason Smith, and maybe getting some different fuel mileage. But here tonight, both in the Aston Martins and both sucked up to the car in front of them, maybe trying to get a little bit of extra fuel mileage here as we're getting close to that halfway point. We're about 1/3 of the way through this race, a little bit over that, and it looks like we had an incident with our 2nd place driver in the silver, last season's champion Todd Torville, as it looks like a dive to the inside, and I'm not sure the 186 there, Jay Little, seen him there, gets into him, and Todd Torville's going to have to work his way back onto the track. Does so, stays out of everyone's way. He's going to lose a few spots because of that, but certainly could have been a lot worse. Here, Ian Wilson going through the final corner, just a little bit unstable going through that. He's going to slide it sideways and into the wall a couple times on the front stretch. This was Christian Ortiz Torres. The thing just absolutely snapped on him as he got up on that curb a little bit on the outside. That yellow curb right there can be deadly, and now he's kind of stuck in no man's land because he's got to back up, but it's right on the exit of the corner, so it's a tough spot right there to be. He couldn't drive up on that banking to get that thing turned around, and lose a lot of time and quite a few positions just getting back going here. Looks like another issue right there. It's like Michael Ray Gallen getting into the back of Stefan Price and sent him off. No, actually, this is Stefan Price right here, just losing it out of Remus. So turn 3 certainly being a hot spot right now for these drivers, and when it comes to incidents. But man, that is hot compared to everyone else. Is Peugeot out in the lead here? It's now a 4.5 second lead We're not even at the pit stops yet. We'll see if that changes things up at all, and see if these drivers can get in there and out with a quick pit stop. It's a little... it's not easy, but it's not difficult. It's kind of, you know, one of those middle of the road type of pit entrances here at Red Bull Ring, and we'll hop on board here and show it to you coming through the final corners here. This is going through the S-turn, and then you're gonna have a little straightaway, and then it's in between the two right-hand corners that finish off the lap, and you got to keep your eye on the right-hand side because you got to stay inside the white line that you actually couldn't even see it here riding on board. It's over far enough that you got to keep it real tight through that first right-hander, and you got to keep it to the right-hand side of those white lines, or you will get a quick penalty and have to sit in the pits for 40 seconds for an unsafe entry. But we haven't seen too many drivers take to pit lane just yet, as we're coming up on the 20-minute mark. Still got plenty of racing here to go for the season opener in season number 14 for CSRL. Sandy, I'll try and get a little bit more drivers on the screen. Unfortunately, I can't show all of them just because it bleeds down into the names at the bottom, but we'll try and get it down here a little bit further and show you from 25th on that down right now. If you have a certain driver in mind that you'd like to see, we'll certainly get them on the screen here, let you know where exactly they are at. As it's quite a few drivers out here tonight. Again, 38 cars taking the green flag. We had 40 in attendance, but unfortunately Keith Williams, Cody Williams did not take the green flag here tonight. So we'll see if it counts for them for the 40 drivers or not. I know for quite some time now, Jim and all the admins here at CSRL have been wanting to get to that 40 number, and even Jim Herrick from 40 Racewear is going to auction off a set of his racing shoes for the 40 car field. It'll be a random raffle once they hit 40, but they got ever so close. They got close a couple times last season, and again for the start of this one gets to 38. So hopefully this is just a sign of things to come, and we can get up there a little bit further and reach to the top. But we do have some pit stops this time by, looks like, Ken Huber and Steve McLean in the pits, but still not at that halfway point. So I'm sure a lot of these drivers are waiting for that halfway point to get across, and then they'll make their pit stops. But it's been a pretty good one for quite a bit of these drivers. Looks like Ian Wilson just staying out of the way here as we work our way back up through the field here a little bit. Show you some more of the positions, but yeah, as I mentioned, just let me know who your favorite driver is out there, and we'll try and get him on the screen. I know Chris, I'm sure, has got his eyes on that top 5 right now, and eyeing up where his competition is going to be at this season. Certainly, we've seen him battling out with Mason Smith and Craig Jancic for the entire season last season, and got to see a 3-car battle. Well, it would have been a 3-car battle heading into the season finale. Ended up being just a 2-car battle at the end with Jancic and Mason Smith, and with Smith finally cracking the armor of Jancic and getting it done for his first championship and stopping the run of Craig Jancic. But I'm sure Craig is looking for payback this season and looking to get back at the top spot. Race Reiner is now going to bring his Aston Martin into pit lane. Keep an eye on the leaders and try and give you a look at what it looks like coming into pit lane here at Red Bull Ring. As again, it's not the most difficult, but it's certainly not easy as well, and you really got to know how much speed you can carry into it. But in the meantime, we got some battling down the backstretch. It looks like Mason Smith trying to make a move here, diving down late to the inside of Javi Sierra, and it's going to move the 6 up into second place. Great pass there from Smith. And now he's got a car in between him and Jancic, as well as Jancic's looking for a way around, but that was a key pass and a key time here, I think, for Mason Smith is coming up on the pit stops. He'd love to have any kind of buffer that he can get between him and Jancic before they both come in. Robo Joe coming around, and he's going to stay out for at least another lap here. As it looks like Javi Sierra going to get passed by Jancic. Right there you see Javi Sierra dive into the inside. He's going to come into the pits. And I don't think that was a bad move there for the 979 as he was starting to get eaten up here. Maybe a little bit late in the run. The tires are starting to get a little angry on him. Come in there, get him at least cooled off, if not grab a new set of tires for the 979. But I think the biggest thing is where they feed out on the track, because you see so many dots all across the track right now. And of course, you'd love to get fed out in a nice little pocket and get a couple clean laps in there, get some fast laps before you catch up to any kind of other traffic before they come into the pits. But it's so tough when this track is covered with all of these cars. Close battle back here between Brandon Potts and the Acura and Porsche of Renan Dilemma, and kind of surprised that Dilemma in the only Porsche out here, that Porsche for so long, for 2-3 seasons, ever since it came out, has been a hot ticket and a very popular car out here. To see the season opener have only one Porsche kind of tells you where it's starting to fall. The trend is starting to go down, and you can say the exact opposite for the Ferrari. The Ferrari was big and great, and it went through its little dip and dive and kind of fell down the pecking order, but we're making a little bit of a resurgence this season, as right now we've got 4 Ferraris in the top 8, and then a few more sprinkled out throughout the rest of the field as well, and could very well be the most popular car out here tonight. I know the Aston Martin's got a lot of players out there. The Acura's got a lot of drivers in there as well, but looks like, I mean, even the BMW has got, of course, John Espada, who is known to be usually the only BMW driver out there, but it looks like we got Michael Ray Gallen and the BMW here as well. So 2 BMWs, actually would have been 3 if Keith Williams took the green flag here tonight, but only 1 lone Porsche, and that again is Renan Dilemma, as he is up there in 11th position. But you see the top of the screen there, pretty much holding steadfast, as Herbert Pineda is in the lead of the gold division right now, with Steve McLean making his pit stop, and trying to see where everyone else is at. And right now it's Herbert Pineda in 9th place overall. Brandon Powell, Renan Dilemma, and Brandon Potts for your top 4 in the gold division, but still looking for top 16 to come in and make their pit stops. Only a few cars coming in to the pits so far, as we are past the halfway point now. 26 now, about to be 27 minutes into this race. It's about time to take myself a little vacation, a little break here. We're going to turn up the sights and sounds here, and well, at least just turn me off, and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it. Sights and sounds here from the CSRL Season 14 GT Series as we are here again at round number 1 at the Red Bull Ring, and we're going to see an epic battle as you see Todd Torville moving out the way there to allow second and third place by. You see right there SpongeBob is leading the way right now with Nora Bourgeot. He's got a 6-second lead over this battle right here, the battle that we've seen so much last season. Craig Jancic, Mason Smith, second and third right now. Best battle on the track. Got a few more out there we'll take a look at here in a second, but this is certainly heating up here for the last 10 minutes of the race. Another one back a little bit further in the pack. You got Brandon Potts trying to get up there and catch David Wells in the battle for 16th and 17th. And then not too far behind, you see it right there, Glenn Lazan looking to the inside here in Remus to try and get around to get around Dilemma. Lost track of my mouse there for a second, but a good battle back here for 18th and 19th. And another one back here is Todd Torville looking to make the pass on John Espada. This is important because this is for the class lead right here. I know it's back there in 24th position, but that is now your class leader for the silver division. Todd Torville getting past the, I believe it's a lone BMW still running in the race now. It looks like Michael Ray Gallen still in the mix here, and that's far behind them in 30th position. But take a look back here at William Burrell. He has got a good amount to catch up if he wants to try and get up there. We can see him crack through and get a silver class win 1 or 2 times last season, and got to talk to him as Chris Burrell is the sponsor of the Hard Charger Sandbagger Award. And right now, the biggest mover of the race, and the one that will be in line for that is, well, it's almost about a 16-way tie, but one of them is William Burrell, up 9 spots. Another one, Paul Bailey, is up 9 spots. John Espada is up 9 spots. You got Glenn Lazan, up 9 spots. David Wells, up 9 spots. Rich Petrucco, you get where I'm going here. A ton of drivers up 9 spots. Who is going to crack through and get to 10? And get that Chris Burrell Hard Charger Sandbagger Award win for tonight for the season opener. Right now, the Ace Motorsports fastest lap of the race is being held on to by Tyler Torville by 200ths of a second right now. He ran at 129.15. 129.17 is what Mason Smith ran, so only 200ths of a second off, but some very, very fast laps at the front. But as you've seen, battle that we were watching, it is Craig Jancic because he had a 1 second faster pit stop, 12.07 on his pit stop compared to Mason's 13.07, and that fuel mileage that he saved in the first half of the race paid off to give him that shorter pit stop, and maybe having to do a little fuel saving here in the second half allowed Mason Smith to catch back up, but nobody is catching the 5 here tonight. No, just looking very strong here for the season opener and the rookie class. I don't think it'll be too long that he stays in the rookie class showing this kind of speed. It's one thing being good at a track. It's another thing dominating the likes of Craig Jancic, Mason Smith, and even Tyler Torville. You can throw him in there as well, as he's had a fantastic debut here in the Platinum division, up into to third in the Platinum, 4th overall. Frank Pisano, another one, got to give him a shout out. Haven't given him much camera time, much due here, but he's in the top 5 here tonight, running in 5th, and another one up here in the Platinum division for the season. Not exactly an easy task with some of these drivers up there. Bryce Reiner didn't exactly have the start that he wanted, and he's been buried back in the pack here since, as he is 5th place in the Platinum, but back here in 13th. Leader in the Gold division is Herbert Pineda in the 13th. And he's got a pretty sizable lead now, as it's 7.7 seconds over Stephen McLean in the 85, as he is a couple spots behind him. Javi Sierra has fallen off here a bit, right behind the 13 of Pineda, and he was up there in 2nd for quite some time, and has fallen back to 9th position. In the silver division, as we mentioned, we've seen it earlier, seen the past. Todd Torville now ahead of John Espada, but you see Espada not giving up at all. He's got that Jack Daniels BMW hooked up pretty nicely. He maybe just biding his time, and maybe looking and ready for a pass just as we speak of it, but time is starting to run out. We were under 4.5 minutes left in this race, so I want to say probably about 2-3 laps to go, and we will crown our first victors of the season. Thank everybody again for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe or even like. It just helps CSRL and CRN get this video up there in the YouTube algorithms and gets them a chance to be shown a little bit more. And for anybody looking for Red Bull Ring or GT3s or Lamborghini, anything that kind of has those keywords in there, it's a chance. If this video has, the more likes it has, the higher it will show up on somebody's search. So it's definitely a helpful way by just hitting that little thumbs up at the bottom of the video. And subscription, again, doesn't cost anything, but you get a peek in and get to see everything that CRN has to offer as we're getting ready to ramp up once again, and we will have a total of 8 different series over 5 nights. We're going to have on Sunday nights, we'll have, once again, the 191 Motorsports. On Monday nights will be the Hold Your Brakes Academy. Tuesday night is the Core Xfinity. Wednesday night, we have the triple header with the CSRL. We have the Pit Road Speed Limits. That's going to be coming up here in a little bit. And then we also have a new series as well with the Mellow Yellow Racing Series. And then on Thursday nights, we have the new season of the Virtual Velocity Racing. This one's going to be the Xfinity Series for 9 races, starting up tomorrow night. And then we also have the back-to-back once the Core GT comes up and running in the start of next month. So plenty of racing here at CRN. So if you like racing, this is definitely the spot to be. And this is maybe the spot to watch the rest of this race, because once again, another race coming down to the wire between Craig Jancic and Mason Smith. Surprisingly, though, it's not for the lead. No, Bergeau 7 seconds in front right now, and really walking this field here tonight, doing a fantastic job, but time is ticking down here for the battle between second and third. Can Jancic strike the first blow here to Mason Smith and the first chance at redemption from last season and trying to get back in front, at least in the Platinum Division for now? I mean, maybe Bergeau will qualify right out of rookie and go right into Platinum after this race. Certainly showing plenty of speed to do so. But we'll take a look at Bergeau coming through the final corners, and we'll take a look at the start-finish line and see if they get the white flag this time by. It'll be either 2 laps to go or 1 lap to go, and right there you see it tells a story. 1 lap remaining in the season opener here. Is Bergeau going to take the white flag? And he's got 1 more pass around the Red Bull Ring. But 1 more pass is what Mason Smith is looking to accomplish here on Craig Jancic. As we take a look at him going into turn 1, real close right there, as Smith almost got to the back bumper. He'll lose a little bit of time, but he's in the draft, heading up to Remus. Will he have any kind of a lunge pass into turn number 3? Looks like he's a little bit too far back. He's going to have to gather it up, get a good run out of the corner, try and get the draft all the way down the backstretch, and then do Schlussgold. I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong, but the run down the backstretch right now, and you see just too far back. Thought about a lunge, just could not get in there. And man, what a battle, and what a preview of maybe what's to come throughout the rest of this season, as Smith has got a couple more opportunities here to try and get the pass done, but Jancic is very tough to pass. You see Mason dipping out in that kitty litter a little bit. We'll see if it slows him down through the S-turn. Looks like it's going to be enough for Craig Jancic here, unless he makes a big mistake, which he did earlier on in the race. heading into the final couple corners, but not going to happen this time. Norbojo going to grab the win here tonight out of the final corner. It is going to be Craig Jancic finishing up in second. Mason Smith coming home in third. Tyler Torville is going to come around. He's going to finish this race in the fourth position. And then Frank Bassano, not too far behind him. A great run for him, finishing in the top 5 here tonight overall. Great run for the 4 team. Not too far behind him, Herbert Pineda is your gold class winner here tonight. And back here further in the field, Todd Torville has stretched out the gap here to 1.5 seconds, and he's just got to keep it clean throughout the rest of this lap, and he'll grab himself the top spot here in the silver class for the first race of the season. You see John Espada trying to hold on and tried to mount a little bit of a charge back at the 911, but looking like it's to be here as Todd Torville, last season champion, looking to try and be the only last season champion to finish on top here within his class tonight, as it didn't happen for Mason Smith or Tyler Torville. But Todd Torville coming through the final corner here is going to grab the silver class win here at the Red Bull Ring. A great bounce back, as he definitely had some issues and allowed quite a few cars to pass as well. But he is going to make the bounce back here and get the silver class win. So congrats to him, and congrats to all the drivers out here tonight. None more so than the 5 of Norbojo, as we'll bring up the race results here. Just want to make sure everything is, looks like everything is finalized. And let you take a look at the results here for a moment, as I will gather everybody in here for their well-deserved interviews after this race. But we'll let you know that tonight's Ace Motorsports fastest lap of the race will go to Tyler Torville in the 22, as he had that 129.15. Actually, I apologize. We did have some drivers in the 28s there at the end. So Craig Jancic is actually going to be the Ace Motorsports fastest driver of the race, as he had a 128.92, 300ths of a second faster than Norbojo, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get the win here tonight. But we'll get these drivers up here for their interviews in just a moment. While we are waiting for the drivers to get in to the waiting room, we'll take a look through all of the results here tonight. Noah Bergeau getting the win here. Jancic, Smith, Tyler Torville, Bassano for your top 5. Phillips, Seguin, Pineda, Sierra, and McLean rounding out your top 10. There we go. How's the size finally work again? Mosley, Reiner, Powell, Dutton, and Potts for your top 15. Wells, Lazan, Tilford, Torres, and Swainson for your top 20. And below, Madrigal falling all the way back to 22nd for tonight's race. Then you got Todd Torville, winner of the silver, Espada, Petrucco, Dilemma, Burrell, Eric, Bailey, and Price for your top 30. And then rounding out the 38-car field here tonight, Little, Gallen, Cobbler, Bailey, Wilson, Huber, Coate, and Jason Potts for your 38-car field, with Cody Williams and Keith Williams signed in, but did not take a lap here tonight. But the ones that did take a lap are ready for some well-deserved interviews here tonight. And I guess we kind of ended with them to start this race. Might as well go ahead and start with them to finish up this race, and we'll bring in driver of the 911 here, which is going to be Todd Torville. As Todd, apparently you didn't talk to me enough before the race. You want to get up here and talk to me again after the race, but it wasn't exactly easy for you. You had a few little mistakes out there, but you find your way back to the top spot here in the silver class.
Yeah, man, it was a good race. A few mistakes, as you said. Thanks for pointing them out. No, I'm just teasing.
Always.
That's how we get better. Yeah, a couple, things going on, and but it's fun to be up here, man. I don't know what happened to Jim. I just looked up and late in the race, and I was like, "Where's Jim Herrick at?" Because he was leading most of the race. So,
well, I'm going to apologize for that, because I did show him quite a bit as the leader in the silver class, and anybody that's a CRN fan out there knows when we show Jim Herrick too much, it usually doesn't work out too well for him. The broadcaster's curse reigns well for Jim Herrick, unfortunately.
Well, keep doing it. Well, I appreciate it. Keep doing that. Don't stop.
Well, listen, I mean, it's got to feel good to start off on the right foot here. Top spot in the silver class, the only last season champion to win their class here tonight.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I appreciate it. And, been on this track, the way we run now, obviously, y'all know the week before is the official races, and I've been on this track quite a bit. So I felt good, but I know there's a lot of new competition, and, it was evident. So.
Yeah, it was definitely it had to be a bit of a cluster, especially going into turn number 1 here at Red Bull Ring. It's maybe what I consider not the toughest track certainly on the schedule. I think this is probably one of the easiest ones that you go to, but turn 1 going in there with 38 cars, it's still got to be a little bit sketchy.
Oh yeah, turn 1, turn 2, we were down to crawling, which again, our league, the way we do things here, an official race, y'all know, you'd never make it through that. Everybody'd be banging into each other, and here we all get through it clean, and that's what this league's all about, man. It's a great race, I thought.
Well, once again, even though you had a chance before the race, we'll give you another chance here to give any shout-outs or thanks before we let you go here for tonight.
We'll save it for all the other people. Thanks to the same people, and thanks to y'all. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Congrats again on the finish here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and we will see you next week, see if you can go back-to-back.
Yes, sir. Have a great night.
That is your silver class winner here tonight, the 911 of Todd Torville. Top spot here tonight in the gold division is going to go to driver of the 13, Herbert Pineda. Herbert, a good run for you out there. You spent quite a bit of time up there in the top 10, not just running around there trying to get the top spot in the gold. You had a good overall finish here as well. So, what did it take out there, and what's the new deal here with the Mercedes? It seems like the Mercedes is starting to get a little bit more love this season.
Yeah. Trust me, I did try to love the Aston Martin, but we just didn't get along, so I decided to run the Merc. So it seems to be competitive. I mean, everybody's using it lately. Everybody used it last season, so I'm like, hey, that's what just jumping down.
Well, it certainly worked out. There were quite a few Mercedes out there, but you finished top spot here. It looked like you had maybe a battle early on with Stephen McLean before you were finally able to get away from him, and maybe it was due no small part to kind of running a little bit longer than he did, as you ran about 4 laps longer before you came into the pits. Was that always going to be the deal? Try and run a little bit longer here? Or was it just kind of playing the field and trying to figure out where you're going to come out with a good amount of air?
Well, the plan was to run it dry and see where I was. Yeah, I had a couple of incidents where I think I broke a little bit too late and got into Tilford's rear, and I guess I spun out a little bit, and basically kind of like put me back from Steven, but then I was able to catch up again, pass him, and good thing we're teammates. We didn't have to fight that hard.
Well,
yeah,
you say that now, but I'm sure if it came down to the end of it, it might have been a little bit of gloves off, unless it's anything like McLaren and F1, and maybe there's some team rules going on. But
I plead the fifth on that one.
This conversation never happened. I get it.
Never happened. Papaya rules, maybe.
Exactly. All right, buddy. Well, you get it done here tonight on the season opener here at the Red Bull Ring. So congrats on the gold class victory. Before we let you go and get out of here and celebrate this top 10 finish overall, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say thanks to my wife for putting up with my craziness and my hobby, because without her, this would not happen. Shout out to the guys over at Ace Motorsports, Tyler, Todd, and the rest of the guys. And thank you guys for putting this together, and a great league. Thanks to Jim, Craig, and all the admins for putting this together. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, buddy. Well, take some time to celebrate this one, and then we'll see if we can get right back at it next week and get you up here one more time.
I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. That is driver of the 13 top spot in the gold class here tonight. The driver is Herbert Pineda in the Mercedes. Top spot here tonight in the Platinum division is going to go to the 88 of Craig Jancic. Craig, you get the top spot in the Platinum, so you got the class win, but not the overall win, as you guys got kind of dominated here tonight by Noah. But once again, no Hamilton here, so I guess you had a little bit of a breather, but I'll be damned if you and Mason didn't just pick up right where you left off last season.
Yeah, I don't think I think our bookmarker is exactly in the right place. I'm so happy to be back here on Wednesday nights. It's the best way to spend your Wednesday nights here on CRN, and the CSRL series. We're back in full swing. A great race. I really enjoy this track. I really enjoy this new Aston Martin. Even though we have car selection wide open again, I feel like I'm going to be fancying it a little bit more frequently, just as soon as I figure out the cold tire situation. Because I don't know if y'all caught it, but lap 2, I'm still recovering in the pants area. So
a little bit of a moment, little brown pants moment for you.
Yeah. We'll fix our way back through there, but yeah, we shout out to Noah. He's gonna. I'm not gonna make any secrets here, but when he scales out a rookie, it will be into platinum, and we have basically we know what we're up against here, and he's gonna be top marks every track, it seems, because I think of this place as starkly different than Indianapolis, and he came out here and he put in work, and in the back of my head, I want to believe that it was because he was in the meta car. I want to believe that as a competitor, but as a gentleman, I'm going to give him top honors because he just smoked us.
Well, a little bit different schedule for you guys this season, and obviously the new track coming up in round number 3 with Mexico. But taking a look at the schedule for this season, are there any tracks that you're happy that you guys get to go back to, or maybe some that are stepping out of the schedule for the first time in a long time?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you actually. With respect to Mexico, I'm looking very forward to that. I took a lot of interest in that race, watching Shane Van Gisbergen dominate the Cup Series. I'm number 88 for a reason here, folks, and I really want to get my feet wet in there. I'm actually looking forward to Le Mans next week as well. That should be a total brawl. The draft should keep the top, 15 within striking distance at all times. So I'm thrilled for that. Simultaneously scared and thrilled about Sebring because it's one of my favorite tracks on earth, but every time we run it here in this series, something happens to me on the first lap. Yes. So we'll see what
whether
goes
it's your
on
doing
there.
or not. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, and then the end of season, the regular season ender at Watkins Glen is my favorite place on earth, and then the 2 hours of Bathurst is just I can't wait just for the meme value there alone. But I'm excited for Bathurst. It's a great fun track, and with this group of guys, it should just be a total thrill all 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, with a track like that, though, looming at the end of the schedule, does it kind of condense your schedule a little bit when it comes to the points battle? Do you feel like you need to have the lead, or at least be very, very close to the lead, leaving Watkins Glen?
I'm going to say yes to that. Honestly, the chaos factor there is enough for me to say that. But additionally, I don't know what you covered here on the broadcast tonight, but points are a little bit different for us this season. We're not just racing our classmates. We're every position has a point value for everybody the same way, same weight. So, if, I'm just going to pick the first name, let's say Herbert, let's say, we lost the position to Herbert tonight. That counts against me tonight too.
Okay.
So it'll,
that's the way it should be. It'll shake up the points quite a bit. One bad race is going to really, really hurt you. Well,
and it's a good value for me.
Well, you didn't have a bad race here tonight, and once again, the pit stop paid off here. You had 1 second quicker pit stop, got you in front of Mason Smith. You were able to hold them off here to the end to get the class win. And we'll see if you got anything for Noah next week. But for the time being, you got the class win here tonight, so congratulations. And before we let you go and get out of here, who you want to give a shout-out to or thanks to?
Yeah, huge thanks to everybody that's going to be a part of our 14th season here at CSRL. That includes you guys, Jimmy, Carl. Thank you for all you do, everybody in the background of Core. I'm going to give a special shout out to David Wells. We had a little bit of confusion, a little bit of calculatory errors in our hard charger award here tonight, and I just wanted to give a good word to him. Shout out to him for showing up and passing nearly as many cars as he needed to. He's a good dude, and we welcome him and everyone, all of our new folks alike. Digital Sim Sports, Studio 3, Martin PC, thanks for their support of me. Mom, Dad, Aunt Sandy, Uncle Lee, Anna, Chris, thanks for watching and supporting me every week. And I'm just glad that Wednesday nights are back to this, man. This is such a thrill.
Yeah, it's definitely fun for me as well. Even though I'm riding solo here tonight, letting Jimmy enjoy the vacation, it was fun for me to be out here and love to see the size field out here as well. So, congrats on the top spot. We'll see if you can go back to back next week.
Yes, sir. We're off to France. Cheers.
That is your Platinum Class winner here tonight, the 88 of Craig Jancic. Top spot, though, overall is going to go to the driver of the 5, Noah Rougeau. At Noah, SpongeBob was smiling the entire race here because you didn't have anybody in front of you. You had some nice clean air other than when you caught up the traffic. That thing was just on rails here for you tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was on rails except for that first lap, and I almost crashed it in turn 3. I don't know if that was picked up, but
we won't talk about that.
Besides that, it felt pretty good all the way through.
I mean, what was it about the Ferrari? I did mention it to some of the other drivers that we talked to in the interviews here. It's kind of funny how the makes and models ebb and flow throughout the seasons and the years here in iRacing. And for the longest time, the Ferrari was meta, and all of a sudden it started falling backwards, and only 1 or 2 drivers would run it for the race. All of a sudden tonight, it seemed like that was the car to be in.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was kind of just keeping an eye on the officials because there was a GT3 series here last week. I forget which series it was, but the Ferrari seemed to be a super popular pick, so I kind of just hopped on that bandwagon and rode the wave. But I don't know. It just felt good, had good power. I didn't really have any complaints with it at all.
So what was it about tonight's race? Was it just, you kind of felt good here at Red Bull Ring? Was it the car and the track just felt good together? I mean, you didn't exactly look back once you got to the lead, and you just kept stretching out further and further, and beating the likes of Jancic and last season's champion Mason Smith by almost 7.5 seconds. That's a pretty big feat to start off the season.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable at Red Bull Ring. I've raced it in other sims. I've got pretty good experience with it in iRacing as well, just from driving other cars and stuff. So I was pretty comfortable. I was trying as hard as I can to push the track limits, and I accumulated a fair amount of incident points during the race too because of that. But especially at the beginning of the race, I was just desperate to get out of the draft because I knew if those guys held on to the draft, it was going to be a dogfight all the way through. So I was driving pretty desperate in the first 5 laps or so, and then from there I could kind of settle in a little bit and get comfortable.
Yeah, Red Bull Ring is one of those tracks where there's so many straightaways that it's tough to sometimes break away, because I mean you have the long straightaway heading up into Remus, you have the mid stretch on, you got the back stretch. There's so many straightaways here, and to be able to break away is definitely key, and you did that here tonight. You banged out your pit stop pretty comfortably here, and got out maybe even to a bigger lead after the pit stop, but nobody was touching here tonight. So congrats on the win for the season opener. Before we let you go and get out of here, who are we going to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Shout out to everyone at CSRL for putting on this great league. Lots of people have been looking like they're joining it lately, which is awesome. It's a great spot to be a part of. Shout out to my girlfriend for putting up with all my sim racing adventures. Shout out to my boys at FMR Motorsports for being awesome teammates and helping out with the practice and everything like that. So had to represent for them, and yeah, just awesome.
Well, next week you guys are going to head to Le Mans, and certainly you want to talk about drafting. You got plenty of drafting opportunities there as well. Thoughts on Le Mans and maybe going back to back?
Le Mans is, yeah, like you said, a huge drafting track. I'm not as comfortable there, so I'm going to have to put a lot of work in this week to figure out what my comfort level is there. But yeah, I know just based on those long straights, it's going to be a dogfight regardless, because you're not going to break that slip, I don't think.
Well, either way, wish you luck for that one, but take some time to celebrate the opening win here tonight, and we'll see you next week at Le Mans.
Awesome, thank you.
That is your winner here tonight, the 5 of Norbojo getting it done for the overall win. Last but not least, we will bring in John Espada, as he is the Chris Burrell Hard Charger / Sandbagger Award winner here tonight, as he finished up 11 spots in the number 81. And John, we've talked to you before, at least we've shown you plenty much on the cam here, as usually the lone BMW driver out there. You had two co-compatriots out there, as Michael Ray Gallen out there in the BMW. Actually just one because Keith Williams didn't start, but maybe get a little bit more BMW love out there, but I don't think we're going to see you stepping out of the BMW anytime soon.
No, man, well, first, good to be here. Thanks for thanks for the Hard Charging Award. I love driving the BMW, man. It's a fun car to drive. I'm real comfortable in it. It's not the fastest, but I'm just comfortable in it, and I just enjoy driving it. Yeah, I think it's a good car. I mean, I wish there was more people driving the BMWs, but I mean, hey, to each their own.
Well, it wasn't just a Hard Charger Award that you had on your plate here tonight. You almost had a chance at the class win, and you were leading the class for quite some time there until Todd Torville finally caught up to you and got the better of you. But even when he did, you were still kind of hanging with him and had a chance at the class win tonight.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know I was that close. All right.
And we got to let you know during the race, and maybe give it a little. little more charge to it, and keep Todd behind you. But I mean, either way, it was a good run out here. You kept it nice and clean, and you finish up here in the top 25 as well. So congrats on the finish. Congrats on the Hard Charger Sandbagger Award win, the Chris Burrell Award. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to and thanks to?
Just the whole CSR league. I mean, it's a great league. It's just a fun league. Everybody races respectfully, clean, hard. Just a big shout out to the admins of the whole league. They do a great job.
Well, you guys do a good job out there on the track as well, and put in some great numbers as well for the car count. So I'd love to see it up here in the booth for sure. Take some time, celebrate here a little bit. We'll see what you can do out there at Le Mans. See if maybe you can get a better qualifying effort and take a class win, and maybe we'll talk to you again.
All right, man.
That is your Chris Burrell Hard Charger Sandbagger Award winner here tonight. John Espada up 11 positions here and at the number 81. I want to thank everyone out there once again for tuning in to tonight's race. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer, as we've got plenty of racing yet for tonight, let alone for the rest of this week. So make sure you tune into everything that we got here. But for myself here in the CRN booth at the Red Bull Ring, we'll see you at the track.